Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday debrief. This is the show where we go through XG plots, shot maps, average position maps, pass maps, all of the good stuff, all of the visual stuff, really. Some data, but mainly the visual stuff, where we analyze the Saturday football matches and we help make informed decisions on our FPL team. That's the methodology anyway. Really, this is a bit of a football chat with a good sprinkling of FPL content in it. So if you're watching on catch up, you will be able to skip through game by game. If you're only interested in my analysis on Man United, for example, you can skip to the Man United game. But for those that are interested in the entire show, we're going to start with some stuff from the Scout members area, some of the data, and then we're going to go into game by game breakdown. And guys, if you are new around here, I really think you're going to enjoy the Sunday debriefs. They're my favorite content of the week. Thank you to everyone in the live chat that is joining. Thank you to everyone watching on catch up, probably before the Sunday games. And guys, the Sunday games today, wow, we have got back to back. Like it's 4 games back to back. From UK time, like 2 p.m. to 9 p.m., there is football. And they're all on Sky Sports. I'm buzzing for that. So, guys, welcome to everyone in the chat. Let me say hello to a few of you. If you want to let me know where in the world you're watching from, like Jason, please do. From anything Tuscany? Yeah, there we go. Morning, Sigurd. Hope you're well. Morning, Jay and Keith. John Tilley's in. Heather is in with Offcourt and Sammy. Man, I've put Cunha as captain because of you and I'm screwed. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. How do you think I feel? And Burmo looked good. Absolutely. I stuck him on the thumbnail. What do we reckon to decent game week score? Let us know your suggestions in the chat. Emma's in. Hey, Emma. Hope you're good, Anik, as well. So, look, Sweden, Plymouth. Love that. Straight away, South Africa, Sweden, Plymouth, Abingdon and Australia. You lot are awesome. To Q8. There we go. Guys, thank you so much. So, you may have noticed, for those that watched my show last night, I'm feeling a little bit better this morning. It's a new day. The sun is shining. The coffee is in hand. The beard has been shaved. And you know what? Forget about Cunha's blank. Forget about the injury. I still back the fact that United were going to score goals and Cunha could have been involved. It is what it is. It's a long season. Luck balances itself out, doesn't it, over the course of a season? I think it does. And look, I'm gutted that I have Dewsbury Hall first on my bench, but let's see. Maybe he comes off it. But this isn't about my team. This is about analysing what we love in FPL, which is all the intricacies of the game. So we're going to start with some numbers and then we're going to go game by game. Number-wise, this is from the Scout members area. I just wanted to touch on defensive contributions, okay? So yesterday, we saw Caicedo pick up 23. He needs 12 to hit the 2-point cap. It feels like he's going to hit it in every game. Bruno Fernandes too, like, he needs 12. He got 15. He's going to hit it a lot. Remember, Bruno's more likely to pick up DEFCON in games where United don't have a huge amount of the ball. And yesterday, they had all the ball and he still got DEFCON. So these two are standouts for DEFCON. Caicedo, clearly, head and shoulders. I'm not sure if 23 defensive actions will be beaten this season. Like Caicedo, absolute beast. And when you look at it, over the first few weeks of the season, these 3 players, after 3 games, 4 players, Caicedo has hit 42, Tyler Adams 40, Bruno 39, and James Garner of Everton 36. They are DEFCON beasts, and it is changing the way we pick our teams. Caicedo, is worth noting, got booked. He also gets the clean sheet point, though. So, and Chelsea are keeping clean sheets. That's what? 2 clean sheets in 3 games. Only a Paqueta Weldy would be 3 and 3. XG underachievers. This is a list of players where if you've got one of these players, you're feeling a bit unlucky. They should have scored and they didn't. Shada, 0.95. Xerxes had high XG. Ahmad had high XG. Sander Berge and Estaviao 2. Big chances created. Guys, all eyes now. Dewsbury Hall could be the best 5 million option. Really good performance. We're going to go into detail on his performance later. Same with David Brooks. I want us to take note that David Brooks is now in the Bournemouth 11. He started 3 from 3. Justin Cliver is not in the 11, and it means Tavernier, rather than playing on the right, is playing 10. Brooks on the right is looking super creative. He's 5 million as well. He gets the early subs, but he's absolutely first choice at the moment. And guys, he had a worldy game yesterday. An awesome cross. He stuck it on Semenyo's head, who missed a big chance. David Brooks, just one to monitor. Guys, if you're enjoying this show, I would love you to, the wildcard is active for some, to hit that like button. So thank you guys if you're already in. But likewise, obviously, I would love you to hit that subscribe button as well. So what I'll do today, I'll give away 5 channel memberships to those that have subscribed. Whether you're subscribing this morning or you're already subbed, 5 of you will win a channel membership if you hit that subscribe button. So yeah, please do. And let's get cracking, shall we, with a little bit more of the good stuff. Damsgaard, by the way, lots of crosses. He looks good. Wait till you see Damsgaard average position map. Price changes tonight. This is from Scout. This is the best, most up-to-date, dragging it from live FPL info in terms of price rises. Grealish, Joao Pedro, Enzo, Chalobah, and Burmo could all rise tonight. Just to monitor. I'm not saying make early transfers, but just so you know. And guys, all of this stuff that I've shown you is from the members area of Scout. If you're not already a member but want to be a member, just scan the QR code on screen. I'll leave it on for the entire video, but all this stuff is so rich on a Sunday morning for me. Obviously, on the Sunday debrief, I'll continue just to show you bits, right? I'll just continue to show you some of the free stuff. And likewise, on Scout, there is so much free stuff. Like that is free. So make an account, get a login, and just use the free stuff if you want, or sign up as a member for the juicy bits, like fixture ticker as well. Like I filtered this from attacking difficulty over the next 5. So Wolves have the best attacking fixtures. Doesn't really help us, but Villa does, Spurs does, Bournemouth really high, Liverpool starting to get higher as well. So again, loads of good stuff in the Scout members area. There's a link in the description. There's a QR code on screen. They support the channel. Thank you as always, Scout. But guys, let's get into the game, shall we? Where do you want to start? What game do you want to start with? Come on, hit me up with a team. Which game yesterday do we go into first? Because we're going to keep the chat on that fixture for 10 minutes. Then we're going to move on and so on and so forth. I don't want to bounce around because it's rubbish for those watching on catch up if we do that. I want to put this into clear, concise chapters. So where do you want to start, guys? You dictate the agenda as always. At United, I knew you were going to say that. Sunderland, Brentford, Everton. Start with Everton. I quite like the starting with Everton idea. A few of you have said that. Everton. All right. Let me find the Everton game. Let's start with Everton. Everton Wolves. I can't start with United. It's too painful. We'll get to United in a minute. Let's get to United next, all right? United was second, and then we'll do Chelsea Fulham, all right? So, Wolves versus Everton. Whoa, I didn't see this one coming. I thought Wolves were actually, I thought Everton were pretty poor last week against Brighton. Like, they were lucky to get the win. Brighton were actually quite good. I thought they would go into this, and I thought Wolves I thought it'd be a very low scoring 0-0, 1-0 win either way. I was wrong. High XG, 5 goals. Like, you just can't predict it. It's the Premier League, right? So what did we see? Well, right from the start, Everton just dominated the football match. Big chance, big chance, big chance. And what I love about Everton's XG is they've created 2.34. It's not from 25 shots and lots of small chances. This Everton team is a little bit like a Thomas Frank Brentford or a Thomas Frank Spurs, where it's all about big chances. This Everton team is falling that way with David Moyes, and he has produced a really fun attacking lineup, which we'll look at in a minute. But look at the big chances in the area. Beto, or whoever's the number 9, because I think in time it won't be Beto. I don't think it will be Beto. They've went and spent 30 million on Barry for a reason. I think Barry will get the nod. But you're going to see a lot of big chances falling the number 9's way. And the number 9, whoever it is, has Grealish, Dewsbury Hall, and Ndiaye servicing him. Now, there's lots that will say Dibbling's in the mix. Guys, Dibbling's not going to be a starter anytime soon. I know they've paid big money. He's one for the future. The reason Dibbling won't start is the 3 behind Beto, or the 3 behind Tino Barry, that all flair players playing really well. And all 3 of them... All right, a quiz question. Grealish, Dewsbury Hall, and Ndiaye. If anyone gets this, I'm going to be surprised. Everton fan, maybe you'll get it, Kay. What did Dewsbury Hall and Ndiaye and Grealish all have in common in their appearance on a match day? Is anyone going to get this? Is anyone going to get this? What do the 3 of them have in common? They're all ballers. They're all creating loads of chances. They're all playing really well. They're all the attacking 3 behind the number 9. But what do they all have in common? Who's going to get it? Maybe I should have headband. No. Blue shirt. Well, yes. Oh, guys, you're good. I think it was Sammy that got it first. Low socks. They're all sock down players. There's something about a sock down player. Most teams have like 1. Everton's front 4, 3 of them are sock down players. Ballers, mate. Absolute ballers. Low shin pads. I mean, pretty much no shin pads. Barely legal shin pads. Guys, thank you. Look, this is why you watch this stream, right? You're not watching it for the analysis, you're watching it for the physical appearance analysis. But look, the three ballers there, a lot of thought was that Dewsbury Hall will move to one of the number 6 or 8. He'll play in the Gay or the Garner position. We can see on the map here. This is from between the posts, by the way. Garner's playing so well, and Idrissa Gay is a lock in this team. I can't see Dewsbury Hall playing number 8. He moved there for 10 minutes, I get, in the opening day against Leeds, in the opening round. So Dewsbury Hall is the number 10, clear and away. Like, he's also getting 90 minutes. I cannot see Dewsbury Hall moving from this position. Something and Dye might play there, and you'll see Dibbling on the right. No, Dibbling's got to wait in line. So it's going to be Dewsbury Hall to number 10. Dewsbury Hall is on some of the corners. Dewsbury Hall is playing number 10. Dewsbury Hall is getting goals and assists. He created 2 big chances yesterday. There's a lot to love about Dewsbury Hall. I massively regret putting him on my bench. I actually tweeted before the game, I feel it in my bones that Dewsbury Hall's getting a return today, and he's on my bench. Thank you very much, Ross. Would love that. Do like and subscribe. As Ross says, and Paul, you guys so kind promoting the channel as you do. Really appreciate you hitting those buttons today. If you're new, this is my best stream of the week, I think. Tarkowski, by the way, hitting bonus every single time. Hitting a DEFCON bonus every time. It feels like with Tarkowski, there's a 4-point floor. Now, when we look at the Everton fixtures, I just want to draw our attention to this because it's not pretty. They are right at the bottom of the ticker, but this is filtered by attacking difficulty. I see Tarkowski getting DEFCON. Maybe not against West Ham, but I expect him to against Villa, Liverpool, Palace and City. I expect he'll get 2 clean sheets in 5. Tarkowski, honestly, I'm close to it. I'm very, very close to it to move into him. Maybe selling Pedro Porro. We'll speak about him later. He got the early sub. Pedro Porro, interestingly enough, was boosted to 2 DEFCONs. Great stream on a Sunday morning. May I start my day? Oh, good to hear that. Anyone that wants to give a plug to Sunday debriefs in the comments for those watching on catch up or live, do. So look, the nutshell of Everton is Grealish is going to get tons of assists. He's a better pick than Ndai. I still think at 5 million, Dewsbury Hall might be the pick, because he's so much cheaper. But Grealish is great. And look, Tarkowski, look no further if you want a defender that's guaranteed. DEFCON. Let's have a quick look at Wolves. New right back. Hwang played number 9. Strand Larson, don't know if he's staying or going yet. They bought a 9, or new 9 is coming in. John Arias was quiet, too quiet. Agbadu's going to be central and get DEFCON, but Wolves look bad. If I was a Wolves fan, I'd be really nervous. Every year for the last 4 seasons, we've gone 3 newly promoted teams that are going to go back down. This year, you put Wolves, West Ham, and sorry, Sam, I'm just going to say it, but probably not Brentford into the mix. There's 6 teams there. Any 3 could go down. Yeah, it's not necessarily a case of targeting the 3 newly promoted this year. There's maybe targeting 6. And Sammy, just as I've said that Brentford, your team, might be in trouble. Love the Sunday debrief, but doing this so we can talk about Brentford in the morning. Yeah, I love that. All right. So look, I think that's it from Everton and Wolves. Worth noting, Wolves had more chances. They just didn't have the big chances. Everton, like I said earlier, 3 goals from 10 shots is an awesome ratio, but it was high XG chances. It wasn't a game full of shots from distance. And if we see Everton putting it on a plate for the number 9, and we're going to see Grealish and Ndai and Dewsbury Hall doing a lot of that, they're actually quite a fun attack. And we've never said that with David Moyes' teams. We've not said that about Everton in a long time. I like the idea of backing Everton attack. If you don't have Dewsbury Hall, go look at a Grealish. If you don't have a Grealish or a Dewsbury Hall, it's too early to commit to Beto or Barry because they're sharing minutes. Look at one of them. If you've just joined late, we're only getting started with the first game. It will be 8:30 most Sunday mornings, guys, just as a note to self. I think the 6 in trouble, says Mackham, are the newly promoted. But instead of Brentford, you put Fulham in there, maybe. I always think Fulham are quite useful. They caused Chelsea a lot of problems yesterday, which we'll see in a minute. So look, we said we'd go from Wolves Everton. You lot wanted Man United, didn't you? This is painful for me as a Cunha captainer, but let's do it. Let's do it. Look, a lot of people have called me out, being like, dreadful pick, Cunha captain. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. What I was backing there was Man United to score goals. I'm not saying Man United are good. I'm not saying we should, necessarily own them long term in FPL. I certainly am not saying they're going to keep clean sheets, but did I think Man United would create lots of chances and score goals versus Burnley? Yes. Now, Bruno was clearly the best pick, and Burmo was a really good pick. Cunha may have become a good pick if he had played 90. We just don't know. I think, and I stand by it, Cunha was a fun punt. I did say I was torn on the three. On my team selection, I gave you three options. Roll the transfer, Cunha in or Bruno in. And I didn't. I went with Cunha. The only one. Rolling the transfer would have meant Joao Pedro captain. So annoyed. Stupid to call it a bad pick. It really is. I agree. So look, Bruno long-term was always the best pick, though. And fair play to those on Bruno. But look, let's review the game, not my team. Is Bruno a good long-term pick is a very good question for the poll. And at the moment, you're split on that. DEFCON makes him an absolute beast for me. You look at the Bruno fixtures, he's going to get DEFCON in so many of these football matches. Like if he's getting DEFCON against Burnley, he's going to get him versus City and Chelsea. And we also saw Bruno move to the number 10 yesterday when Mount went off injured. So, big chances for Man United. 26 shots is insane. They absolutely deserve to score 3 goals. They should have scored more. They also conceded chances. Now, Burnley only had 6 chances, but look at that. Some big chances in there. 6 chances, but 2 of them were big chances and 2 of them were goals. So fair play to Burnley. You deserve to score, and United are so weak at the back. Swerve United defenders. We also saw Dorgu miss out yesterday. We thought he was the best United defensive pick. Clearly not now. Dorgu was subbed at half-time versus Grimsby, and I said on a stream last week, Dorgu isn't nailed anymore. He loves Dallo, and he can only play, he doesn't want to play Dorgu and Ahmad every game. So Dallo will come in at times for Ahmad and at times for Dorgu. He's not nailed. And Burmo was brilliant. Cunha played 9 as I predicted. That's why I brought him in, because I didn't think Sesko would play, because Sesko was useless versus Grimsby. It didn't work out. But with the DEFCON, this is all about Bruno. If we're going to buy a Man United player, it should be Bruno. It should be Bruno because of DEFCON. It should be Bruno because they will get lots of penalties. With Ahmad, Mason Mount, Dorgu when he starts, and Burmo, Cunha, these players are going to win penalties. And Bruno's never going to give penalties up. It's not lucky that Bruno got a late penalty goal. Like, Bruno will get penalty goals, and we do have to accept that. He'll also get DEFCON in over half his games. I don't actually think Burmo is the better option. I really don't. And it's because of Pens and because of DEFCON. And Burmo is in his own right, I think, a good option. But are we buying United players now with these fixtures? No, we're not. Don't go and buy them. I think you wait. Even Bruno, I don't think is necessarily a long-term hold when fixtures are bad. So look, we don't need to... I do want to say something about Burnley's centre-backs, right? Esteve and Ekdal, you might think you faced all of these shots, right? Look at this shot map. You face all of these shots. Surely your centre-backs are getting DEFCON. Doesn't necessarily work like that with DEFCON. We shouldn't see DEFCON and go, teams that are up against it all the time are the ones with centre-backs that are winning DEFCON. Because you look at this shot map, and absolutely Burnley centre-backs should have DEFCON. But did they? Did they? Let's have a look. No. Ekdal, 12, he did. Esteve, 8. Cullen and Ogachuku both, well, Cullen got it, Ogachuku. So only 2 Burnley players got DEFCON. 2 Burnley players with a shot map like that. That's slightly concerning because you're clearly not winning enough of your duels. But when we're picking DEFCON defenders, it's not just on, are they facing up lots of play? Do they have the opportunity to win the aerial duels, the clearances, the blocks, the tackles? No, it's, are they good at them? Are they good at one-on-one duels? And elite defenders, or elite top-tier defenders, I should say, like Tarkowski, yes, they play in a team that doesn't have a lot of the ball. Senesi, the same. But they're really good 1v1. They're really good at winning all that juicy stuff. That's what we have to analyse. And I think Ekdal is probably better at it than Esteve, the early game weeks show and suggest. Ekdal is 0.5 more, though. So, of course, Esteve is still a good pick. Sorry if you had Ekdal on the bench. There are 711 of you watching. That is insane. Guys, I really hope you're going to continue to watch Sunday Debriefs. Thank you for coming in. I'm going to continue to do them. I did this as a bit of a hobby, the Sunday Debrief. I didn't expect people to like or subscribe or watch, because this is the stuff I do on a Sunday morning. I watch Match of the Day and I go through all this. And actually, I was like, just show you lot it. Let's just show you lot it. So, look, Thank you for subscribing this morning. I will give away 5 channel memberships this morning to those that have subscribed and liked. Thank you, guys. Leeds, Newcastle. Did I say I'd do Chelsea next? I think I said I'd do Chelsea next, but we're on Leeds, Newcastle, so let's do it. Still need to watch match today. Yeah, you should. This isn't just this isn't just the one. Why did you swap Semenya for Dewsbury Hall? Damn. 705 watching. Is Goodmanson injured? I'll update later if I can on that. This was a proper boring football match. I watched it and it was dire. Like, you don't want this game on Sky Sport. You don't want this as the Saturday night football. Low XG, but Newcastle, wow. Bad. But injuries so bad. Of course it was going to be bad. Leeds at home, there is a trend here with the newly promoted teams, right? Leeds, 2 home games, 4 points. Sunderland, 2 home games, 6 points. Burnley, 1 home game, 3 points. So far, we have seen 5 home matches for the newly promoted teams, and they've won 4 of them. And they've only drawn 1. They haven't lost at home. That's not going to continue, of course. But when we see Newcastle go into Leeds, or when we see Brentford going to Sunderland, or we see Everton going to Leeds, we shouldn't go, let's buy their players. They're playing a newly promoted team. If that newly promoted team is at home, I don't think it's ever going to be an easy fixture. And we have to remember that. I think we can target the newly promoted teams, especially when they're away from home. I don't know so much about targeting them at home. Last season, we targeted them wherever. Just watch that home form. Newcastle produced 0.28 XG. And yes, with all their injuries, but I'm sorry, this Newcastle team with Bruno in it, with Tonali in it, with Jacob Murphy in it, should be producing way more than 0.28 at Leeds. So look, when we look at the shot map, boy, was this bad. Has anybody ever seen a shot map with so many shots from distance and so few shots from close range? I can count Newcastle from 25 plus yards, 4 shots. Leeds from 25 plus yards, 5 shots. 6 outside the area. What is going on? You don't score from here, which is why managers like Thomas Frank do not let you shoot from these sorts of positions, because they just don't go in, right? You're like 1 in 100. Absolute rubbish. You've got to work big chances, Leeds. You've got to work this. Do you know what this says to me? And I watched the game. This is frustration. No, what these players know that you're not going to score from that sort of range, but it's frustration. You can't get in behind. And to be fair, both defenses were quite low and quite disciplined, and you couldn't break them down and get in behind. So you shoot from range out of frustration, you get nowhere near. It's slightly concerning for both the attacks. Whilst Leeds have picked up 4 points, they've produced very little XG. And remember that when you're buying attacking players. Sunderland are creating XG. Burnley, a little bit. Leeds aren't creating it. And Newcastle, when they're full strength, and the new number 9 is going to be great. And let's see if they get Strand Larsen. Leeds look good in terms of identity. It's neat and tidy. It's just that final third. There's not much linking it. Anton Stack, by the way, is a 5 million midfielder. I called him out last week. He is often the most advanced midfielder on the pitch. Stack is worth looking at. Stack didn't get DEFCON yesterday, and he has had some DEFCON. He also takes corners. 5 million. Don't hate it. And then Goodmanson, and Rodon, by the way. You're getting extra points with them. You're either getting bonus or you're getting DEFCON if they keep a clean sheet. So fair play. Don't need to speak about Newcastle too much. They played a back 5. In terms of DEFCON in this football match, Longstaff gets his old club, got it. And then, a few just short for Newcastle. Bruno Guimaraes with the 9, 1 short. But the bonus points went the way of the defenders, and Goodmanson, because he creates, he'll get bonus when they keep a clean sheet. He gets a lot of creative points, a 34 BPS for him, 29 for Botman, who is back and fit. Good news for them. And then Rodon with the 28 as well. Fair play. Stack was bad for DEFCON yesterday. Stack is usually good for DEFCON, though. Do note that. All right, let's move on, shall we? We said we'd do Chelsea, so we've got to find Chelsea here because that was a big game yesterday. And I was so close to captaining Joao Pedro, and I'm so annoyed at myself that I didn't. But look, it is what it is. Many will say Chelsea got lucky. Thank you, Thomas. I'm glad you think that. Many will say Chelsea got lucky, and they did. Fulham were robbed of a goal. King was robbed of a goal, and the penalty was soft. But you have to say, second half especially, Chelsea looked good. Chelsea did look good. Yeah, lucky Sanchez owners maybe. Okay, Pretam, I'm just about to block you. I just can't be asked with those sorts of comments. Sorry. All right. Let's crack on. Did I manage to do that? Oh, anyway, whatever. Chelsea, second half, they were good. I actually think, but it's very easy to be good when you're winning the football match. At 0-0, Fulham were really good. And we have to remember that. 773 people watching. Wow. That's pretty cool. I think that might be close to a Sunday debrief record. 13 shots from Chelsea, 11 from Fulham, but it's the big chances. And Chelsea are good at producing big chances. I must say that. As much as you'll think Chelsea were lucky yesterday, when you've got players like Pedro Neto and Estaviao, proper good wide forwards on top of their game, they're very good 1v1 and they beat their fullbacks. And when you beat your fullback, you have the opportunity to get to the byline and cut it back. And you get late runs into the box from an Enzo Fernandez. You get late runs into a box from a Cole Palmer when he's playing, or whoever the number 9 is, Joao Pedro, Delap. And you should get tap-ins. And that's what Chelsea are playing to. Look at this identity. It's very much going round the sides, using Pedro Neto, using Estaviao, and probably trying to get in behind. And it's working for Chelsea because look at the shot map. Big chances in good areas. Like that very much. They are useful from set pieces though. And a lot of this shot map is set piece shot map. Look at Chelsea's XG total, 2.34. Now remember, set pieces penalty is included. But take the penalty off, they still produced over 1 XG, like 1.1, nearly 1.2, 1.1 from pretty much corners. Chelsea are scoring goals from corners. Love that. Joao Pedro, that's 2 now from corners. Why was Joao Pedro not on pens? Enzo's good at pens too. Enzo's the club captain. Let's remember that. Jackson Agent trying to block it. Yeah, let's see what happens. Chalobah is an underrated pick. Good morning, Lot from Trinidad. Love that. Chalobah is underrated. Chalobah's cheap. Chalobah is good for DEFCON. Chalobah is going to get lots of clean sheets. Chelsea have kept 2 clean sheets, and the game they didn't keep a clean sheet in was West Ham, where Paqueta scored a worldie. Yes, they were lucky against Fulham, but Chelsea defence or Sanchez needs covering. And when you look at the Chelsea fixtures, I see clean sheets aplenty. Brentford, Man United, Brighton, Liverpool, Forest. 3 clean sheets in 5, very possible. Very, very possible. Yeah, I think Chalobah was great in the Club World Cup as well. He was on my radar pre-season, just didn't go there. Fulham, by the way, again, I don't think they'll be in trouble. Like Mackham said earlier, I think they'll be fine. I think there's enough about Fulham. Joao Pedro played the Palmer role. Let's watch this space. Where does Joao Pedro start? Liam Delap is now out for 6 to 8 weeks, guys. Liam Delap out means Joao Pedro has to play the number 9. I'd very much expect that. Jackson's not going to come back into the 11 straight away. So I think we'll see Joao Pedro 9, Palmer 10. Is that good for Joao Pedro? I don't know. We've seen 2 games now, Joao Pedro 10, and he's looked amazing. Is Tosin nailed? Not when everyone's fit, no. But for the next few games, yes. But then Colwill will come back and take his spot. Fofana will be fit sometime soon as well. And we could see Chalobah and Fofana, but they're both right-sided centre-backs. And he does love a left-sided centre-back. Now, Tosin can play left-sided centre-back. Or here, what we saw yesterday was Cucurella pretty much playing as a centre-back. It's worth noting, this is the benefit, I hope, of these average position maps and the pass maps. There's been a key change in the Chelsea system since Levi Colwill has been injured. Marc Cucurella is now having to occupy at times, mostly out of possession, the left centre-back spot. And we can see it from the pass map. This almost looks like a back 3. I know it was a back 4 with Malo Gusto, but Gusto will get further forward and he'll invert at times. Or Reece James, if he's playing, it will be even more inverted. Marc Cucurella, as a left-footed player, is playing left centre-back out of possession. In possession, he's still trying to get forward. Out of possession, he's having to play on the left as a centre-back. Now, Levi Colwill usually takes that spot. It's usually Levi Colwill where Cucurella is, Trevor Chalobah where Tosin is, and Cucurella where Enzo Fernandez is, and they all shift round. But since Levi Colwill's been out, he wants a left-footed player at the back there. Tosin is right-footed and not overly comfortable on the left-hand side. So Cucurella's having to be deeper in the absence of Colwill. What does that mean for FPL? Cucurella's still a very good option, but he's not going to be as attacking. As soon as Colwell's back in the 11, I guarantee it, Marco Cucurella's average position will be more like Enzo Fernandez. He'll be inverted. At times, he'll play high and wide at times, but he'll always be higher up the pitch with Colwell in the team. Watch that. As soon as Colwell's back, Cucurella becomes an even better asset. And guys, he's a good asset at the moment. Is FPL my full-time job? Kind of. I work for a charity 2 days a week, but in terms of like my income and stuff, yeah, FPL is my main source of revenue and my full-time job. Yeah, I would definitely do full-time FPL hours, that's for sure, as well as my 2 days a week at Street Child United. Guys, 862 of you in the house. I know when I get to these sorts of numbers, it's loads of new viewers. So I know I'm banging it on about it, but I would love you to hit that subscribe button this morning, because so far today, only 10 of you have hit the subscribe button. Now, I know about 200 of you aren't subscribed. So if you want to do that, that would be amazing. I am going to give away 5 channel memberships as well to 5 subscribers this morning. Right. Hopefully you enjoyed that analysis on Chelsea. I mean, I know Chelsea a little bit more than the other teams, but I try not to be like Chelsea and my team, and I can tell you all about Chelsea. No, I can tell you all about Fulham, I hope, because I research it, right? So let's talk about Fulham and any team. Josh King, a lot of looking at him going 4.5, should have got the goal yesterday, 3 starts from 3. The problem with Josh King is Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe will come into the 11 soon, and I expect Josh King will be the one that misses out. And when Josh King starts, he'll always get early subs. We've seen that in the first 3. So sure, he's great. But we'll move to other teams. Guys, I'm going to try and keep the chat just on Chelsea or the fixture we're on. Because for those watching on catch-up, it's so much better if we can go fixture by fixture. Chalobah could be better valued, yeah. But Fulham, let's just look at Fulham in terms of fixtures. Because they're always like a team that no one really goes after in FPL. Leeds, Brentford, the next 2 at home. I massively expect Fulham points here. I expect Fulham to score goals against Leeds and Brentford. If they get 4 goals in the 2 games, very, very possible. But who'd you pick? I don't really want to go to a Fulham defender, although Anderson does get DEFCON. I don't really want to go to a midfielder because none of them play 90 other than Iwobi or nailed for 90. And then Rodrigo Muniz up front could be fun, but it's risky because he's going to share minutes with Raul Jimenez. So Iwobi would be the one, but I don't think I'm there, even with those fixtures. The next 2 are really good. Leeds and Brentford at home are 2 lovely fixtures for Fulham if you want a short-term pump for a wild card or something like that. Now, we did Wolves versus Everton, didn't we? So let's move on to Spurs versus Bournemouth. Guys, shout out, by the way. If anyone wants to join to become a member, you absolutely can. Members in the chat, like Keith, have an emoji by their name, like Paul, like Sammy. You only have to click the join button below and you can sign up to the squad where you get extra videos, you get priority comments. I'll answer any question you've ever got about FPL. Paul's a member too. So yeah, benefit of being a member. Spurs versus Bournemouth. I feel like this was the game that no one saw coming, but we probably should have, because Bournemouth are legit really good. We've seen them now. Yeah, good man, Sammy. We've seen Bournemouth go to Anfield and score 2 goals and cause Liverpool all sorts of problems. We've then seen Bournemouth win their home fixtures. They should have. But then we've gone and seen them again go away from home against a big team and cause some problems. These are going to be the giant killers of the season. They have been since Iraiola's been there. They give the big teams all sorts of problems because they're so good in attack. They've got so many good flair players. They will have a go and they will play football against anyone. And actually at the back, they're really solid. Like 0.21 XG for Spurs is embarrassing in any home fixture. If you're playing Man City, Liverpool or Arsenal at home and you clock 0.21 XG at home for Spurs, that's a big problem. You do not expect to clock that against Bournemouth. Now, Bournemouth, guys, the good news is they're really high in the ticker. They're really high. They're 5th in the ticker. It's Brighton and Newcastle, 2 home games. Now, Brighton's going to be hard because they'll always give you a game. Newcastle's not the easiest fixture either, but that Newcastle game is 3 days after Barcelona. I think it's 3 after Newcastle played Barcelona in the Champions League. We just saw what Newcastle did away from home at Leeds. Newcastle away from home under Howe aren't great. I fancy Semenyo in both those fixtures. I'm so tempted to buy Semenyo in game week 6, game week 4. Now, let's talk more about Semenyo in a second. Leeds, Fulham, Palace are the remaining 5 fixtures. I love this Bournemouth team and I love Iraola. Bournemouth will not keep Iraola for long. one of the top teams will come in for him. I could see Areola being manager of Man United. I could see Areola being manager of... I don't want to say Chelsea because we're not looking for a manager, but the way things go with Chelsea, you never know. But yeah, I could see him managing Chelsea. Let's look at how it played out then. Spurs, no big chances, 5 shots, none of them big chances. Bournemouth, loads of shots in the box. Again, it's mainly open play, which is even better. When you see an XG shot map and you're like, it's all from... Tim's joined. Welcome to the squad here, Tim. If you've got a question, I'll always answer it. But also, you'll get new videos out this week as well. Literally a couple of new members' videos each week. Probably 3 a week on average. Thank you, Tim, mate. I really appreciate the support. When you see a lot of XG and the percentage is all on set pieces, you're like, okay, maybe that's a problem. Maybe that's not sustainable, although some teams are really good at set piece XG, right? Chelsea this season. When you're getting it from open play, it's like, whoa, that's really fun. That's really fun, and that's really good for our attacking FPL assets, because when we're looking at XG from set plays, often it's like hard to predict who gets it, or it's the defenders that we don't own, like, right? XG from open play, you're like, this is going in the direction I want it to. It's Semenyo, it's Evan-Nilsson, it's Brooks, it's Tavernier. So XG in open play is always one to look for, and Bournemouth are getting that and getting that well. We'll come back to Spurs in a minute, but on Bournemouth, look how much higher they are up the pitch. Look at the majority of the Spurs' possession is lower third. All the thick passing lines are lower third. Bournemouth's big possession is all halfway line or above, right? Really good. They are high up the pitch. They are going quickly from back to front. Petrovic is distributing quickly to the centre-backs, who are distributing quickly to midfielders on the halfway line or above it. Semenyo is the highest man on the pitch every time we look at this, guys. Evan-Nilsson is not the striker that's going to be on the last man all the time. He's the striker that's going to come deep. So when we look at average position maps of number 9s, there's 2 different types of number 9s. There's the Liam Delaps, right on the last man, or there's the Joao Pedros, or the Evan-Nilssons, who are dropping deep a lot. And when they're doing that, you look at the wide forward in that team and go, yes, Semenyo is going to be loads of fun. Now, Semenyo again yesterday missed a big chance. Game week 1, Semenyo scored 2 goals. Game week 2, he gets an assist, missed 2 big chances. Game week 3, again, high XG. He should be scoring more, but the fact that the chances fall his way, there's a lot to like about Semenyo, guys. I nearly bought him last week. He's a 90-minute man. He's just blanked and had a 2-pointer. That's a good thing. I want him to blank and have a 2-pointer when he's not in my team, and it means fewer people will buy him. There is a very good chance I go and buy Semenyo next week. Now, in terms of numbers and XG, yesterday again, missed 1 big chance. 0.29 XG in total. But game week 2, 0.68. Game week 1, 0.91. He's already had 2 XG in 3 game weeks. Yeah, Semenyo's serious option. Annoyingly, I think we could see a price rise from Semenyo, I think. Tonight, was he on a list? No, he's not. Good. Semenyo rose in price the night before last, did he? Yeah, he's gone up to 7.3. But because he blanked, he probably won't rise this week. That's a good thing. We can still go and buy Semenyo. The problem with Semenyo, if you're going to buy him, is he the best midfielder to buy for Bournemouth? It's it's Brighton, Newcastle, Leeds up next, the next 3. Then Fulham and Palace. It's a good 5. There's no European football to worry about. But Crystal Palace have Ismail Assar, who has Sunderland at home. Then West Ham. But then Liverpool, and Ismail Assar has European football. I really needed another week to decide between Semenyo and Sarr. I'm going to watch Sarr today and see. As things stand, I think I'm team Semenyo. But I'm definitely buying one of them. Oh, thank you very much, Anik. I think we should also talk about Senesi. Yeah, most valuable player. Absolutely. Do you know what? We spoke about Senesi pre-season. When I ranked my best 4.5 million defenders, I had Senesi on my shortlist. And you would have seen in my pre-season videos, he was one of 4. I said, here are the best 4 centre-backs. Senesi, I'm sure I picked out as one. He's now had, unbelievable returns. He's had a 2, but the last 2 weeks, a 9 and a 14. He's had 4 bonus points, and he's getting DEFCON. His defensive contributions go 15 game week 1, so he got 2. 14 game week 2, he got 2. And 13 game week 3, he got 2. He has got DEFCON in every game, guys. Senesi's a beast. He's a DEFCON beast. He's also a bit of a goal threat. We've not seen attacking returns from Senesi yet, but we're going to. I think we saw an assist yesterday, didn't we? Very, very good. Very good centre-back. Now, he lost his place last year to Huijsen. And it was Senesi and Zabani. But it's Diakate and Senesi now, 2 new centre-backs effectively, and they're both very, very good. Now, last year, don't forget Huijsen for DEFCON. Bournemouth centre-backs will win DEFCON. They will invite pressure. That's fine. They're not conceding goals. A 9 and a 14 in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, we like Senesi very much. Thank you, Amit, for mentioning that. There will be a lot of benchings that own him because of the fixture. And in terms of ownership, all right, without looking, guys, what ownership is Senesi? Give me a percentage in the chat. What ownership do you reckon he is? Get your comments in the chat. And if you're watching on catch up, thank you guys. I will respond to all your comments. If you've got a question, you can put it in. All right, 17%, 6%, 5, 3, 5, 10, 12, 7. Okay, someone's cheating. He's 2.2% owned. Very good, Syed. Very, very good. Next person that cheats will not get a mention. But yeah, off-court close with 5, less than 3. So yeah, but there's a lot that think he would be higher, 12. Like, jump on that, guys. We can absolutely jump on that. We're getting clean sheets from him. Yeah. Quite surprising that. Free hit, game week 2. Nice. Got the 9-pointer. So look, that's Bournemouth. David Brooks. David Brooks. Guys, David Brooks cost 5 million. David Brooks has had 3 starts from 3. There has been a shift. All right, this is important. Listen up, guys. There has been a shift with Bournemouth from last season. Firstly, Alex Scott is in the 11. Great. He's more creative than, say, Christie. But it'll be Christie or Adams, I expect. Christie is now back fit. But the big difference is Marcus Tavernier is playing number 10. Last year, it was Justin Kluivert. Now, what does that mean? It means 2 things. David Brooks comes into the 11 and plays on the right instead of Tavernier. That's cool to notice. He's not a 90-minute man, but he's 5 million. And David Brooks has always had a good eye for goal. I've always enjoyed him getting chances. Yesterday, he created 2 chances. He had a chance well saved by Vicario. But the major point of this, of Tavernier playing 10 over Kluivert, who is back fit, by the way, the major point, if Kluivert's not on the pitch, who takes the penalties? I think it will be Semenyo. Many think it will be Evan Nilsson. Last season, Evan Nilsson was the dedicated penalty taker. He went into game week, was it 1 or 2 or 3? Early on, Bournemouth got a penalty at the Vitality against Robert Sanchez's Chelsea. Sanchez saved it. Evan Nilsson came off pens, and then we saw Kluivert get like 5 penalties throughout the season and score them all. That was unbelievable. Bournemouth do get penalties. Players like Semenyo will always win you penalties. Because he missed that pen, Kluivert took them. Because he missed that pen, I'm not sure if he even gets them this year. Because last year, when Evan Nilsson wasn't on the pitch, in fact, it may have been in a shootout, Semenyo took a penalty and he scored it. So Semenyo is 1 from 1. Evan Nilsson is 0 from 1. I think Semenyo gets pens. Let me know if you agree. It could be Evan Nilsson. It could be Semenyo. Either way, there's going to be a lot of minutes this season, I think, without Kluivert on the pitch. Because I don't know if Kluivert from open play is actually that good for Bournemouth. I think we see his numbers and we like him because he takes pens. Tavernier's been brilliant. And Tavernier's in the 11 on the 10 for as long as David Brooks plays well. Brooks is only a couple of games. Only a couple of games, I guess, from being dropped. But at the moment, you keep him. How much is Tavernier? Because he is 5.5, I think. He will get more minutes than Brooks. He is higher up the pecking order. Tavernier has had 18 points so far and an 11-pointer versus Wolves. His XG is quite useful, 0.8 for the season. He's 1% owned, 5.5 million. And crucially, he doesn't come off early like Brooks. He comes off, but not early. So he had 88 minutes yesterday. David Brooks has had an 83, a 66, and a 63, but he is starting football matches. So look, Bournemouth attack are fun. The cheat code, though, is Semenyo if you can afford the extra. He is a lot more money. 5 million Tavernier, 5.5 Tavernier, 5 million Brooks, or like 7.3 Semenyo. We've got the money, though, if we've sold Cole Palmer. Who got DEFCON in this game? Let's have a look for you. I don't have it on screen, but I can show you. I'll call it out. DEFCON went to Senesi, Adams, and Pedro Porro got boosted in the DEFCON, guys. If you didn't see, Pedro Porro finished the game on 9 DEFCON. He's been boosted to 12. Don't know where those 3 came from, but he got it. So Porro got DEFCON for Spurs, and we should look at Spurs very quickly. Guys, I might be selling Porro. He came off early yesterday, and yes, he got DEFCON, but what we haven't seen under Thomas Frank is Porro. Yeah, it's a nice parting gift. What we haven't seen from Thomas Frank is Porro high and wide, and that's a big, big change. We thought we were going to see it from Thomas Frank fullbacks. Now, Jed Spence was quite high, and Jed Spence is now in the England squad, right? Jed Spence is going to start for Frank. You can tell it's his sort of profile. Udogi's back fit. Udogi could come in at left back, Jed Spence at right back. Porro could start missing out. We don't know. I expect Porro gets the next start game week 4, but he's only a game away, a bad game away from being dropped. Obviously, there's Champions League distraction there for Spurs as well. I think with the Champions League, with the fact that Udogi's now back fit and Jed Spence is playing well, and he's 5.5 million, Porro can probably come out my team soon. I'm going to give him West Ham, don't get me wrong, but I might be looking to move him on in game week 5. I really might. To someone that actually is more reliable with DEFCON. Now, do you know why? You know why Porro got DEFCON, right? Who was he up against yesterday? Where does a lot of attention go in that Bournemouth attack? It all goes to Semenyo. So the right back versus Semenyo is often going to get DEFCON. And remember that. Remember that for future fixtures. Right? Who's Semenyo playing in the next few weeks? He's got Brighton, so he'll be up against Max Weaver. I promise you, Max Weaver will get DEFCON because he gets DEFCON anyway. He's playing against Semenyo, will get DEFCON. Then the right back from Newcastle, Livramento or Trippier. I think by then Hall will be in the 11 and it'll be Trippier. It'll be Livramento. He'll get DEFCON against Semenyo. The right back for Leeds, maybe less so. But let's see. It's at Ellen Road, that one. I think Leeds will be good. Tete for Fulham, yeah. Porro to who? I'm looking at Tarkowski. I'm not going to lie. You just feel like you're guaranteed 4 points every week. Guaranteed 4 points every week. And I think you got a good chance of clean sheets at home to West Ham and Palace in 7 and 8, 6 and 7. So I think that's where I'm at. The Kuiper's all right to hold, but meh. Okay. Should we move on? Are you enjoying this one, guys? I hope you are. I hope I give you some valuable info in these streams. And if you think I do, I'm saying it every 15 minutes or so, but if you think I do give you valuable info, then you can do 2 things. Like if you want more valuable info, you can sign up as a member. You can hit the join button below and you'll get more videos with more analysis and stuff like this. My members only videos are often eye test stuff like this. But you can also hit that subscribe button today if you fancy. I'd love you to subscribe and come and support the channel further. And you do that by hitting like and by hitting subscribe. All helps the algorithm. All right, let's move on to Sunderland Brentford. Have we done all the games? Is this the last game or have we got another 2? Let's have a look. Sunderland at home are going to be good. I mentioned it earlier. Sunderland at home are now 2 wins from 2. Leeds at home are a win and a draw from 2. Burnley at home are 1 win from 1. The newly promoted teams at home are no mugs. They might have been in the last couple of years, but they might be serious. Yeah, we'll talk about Enzo because he was a pre-season bandwagon that I didn't like and I said wouldn't be a starter. And he didn't start 1 and 2. Did start 3 and he is on pens when he starts. But look, even game, again, not many chances, but a good share of big chances. 12 shots versus 8 shots. Big chance, Brentford. They always do it. Doesn't matter if it's Thomas Frank or it's Keith Andrews. They will find big chances. Sunderland, though, better team. They deserve the victory. When you look at the average position map and the pass map of Sunderland, Xhaka is central to a lot of this. We didn't see Adingra yesterday. Remember, Adingra was benched. That's a slight problem if you own Adingra. Maybe not nailed as we thought. Mayenda got the nod. There is a bit of thought at Sunderland. Some of the local journalists are starting to think that Mark Guiu is going to be a starter. Personally, I said it would be Mayenda yesterday, and I think it will still be Mayenda game week 4. But Guiu is very, very close. And because Guiu is close, he's an absolute holding your team. He's gone down to 4.4. It doesn't matter. Guiu is the perfect 8th attacker because he's 4.4. He's not taking up budget. Isidore came on and scored. That is a slight problem for Guiu. Guiu did score a very good header in the League Cup, which is why some thought he'd come in yesterday. But at the moment, he's third choice. It's Mayenda, it's Isidore, it's Guiu. Xhaka is such a talisman. And again, Xhaka yesterday, he did get DEFCON. I'm sure he did. He got a yellow card, and we're going to get that from Xhaka. But he also got an assist, and we'll get a few of them. So Xhaka didn't get bonus points, but he did get 10 bonus. He was too short. Damn. Only Lefay from the midfield got bonus. Yeah, close. Collins, by the way. Collins is such a DEFCON beast. He got it again yesterday. 11 DEFCON for Collins. He needs 10. Last season, Collins was one of the standout DEFCON performers. He did have a price rise from 4.5 to 5. If Collins was 4.5, he'd probably be in everyone's team, but he's not. He's 5. So yeah, Sunderland in a nutshell. Xhaka's a very good buy. We said that pre-season. I was so close to picking him. I went Dewsbury Hall. I'm happy with that. I think we're not as nailed as we thought. They're going to be good at home. Brentford, I think I'm with Anik. I think they're going to be fighting relegation this year. You have to go to Brentford and pick up points, and they didn't. Let's see. Andy says they're okay, those spaces. Yeah, I mean, look, the Brentford fixtures. If Visser stays, by the way, are we interested in Visser? I don't know if we are. Are you guys interested in Visser if he stays? Looks like he's going to. He's expensive, 7.5. I think the way Thiago's been playing, he probably stays in the team. Like, do you play them both? Maybe. Maybe you play them both. I can't see many clean sheets for Brentford, though. It's Chelsea, Fulham. If you're conceding 2 to Sunderland, it's a problem. And they do play Chelsea, United and City in the next 5. They're not keeping many clean sheets. Yeah, we regress, but it's like our first season, not quite a battle in transition yet. Yeah, it's a bit like when they first came up. And you'd say the quality of the squad is similar to when Brentford first came up. Like, you look at some of these players and some of it feels a bit Championship without being disrespectful. They need a little bit more quality, I think. But the signing of Dango is massive, and at home, Brentford will be good. Look, they just went and scored 3 goals. Was it 3-0? They beat Aston Villa at home, and I didn't have them to win that football match. So Brentford might surprise us. I would say Michael Coyote is one to watch. If you are interested in a cheapo, he's 4.5 million. He plays 90 minutes. He's already had a 10-pointer this season, Coyote. He's an Italian fullback. He's well thought of. He takes long throws. The problem with long throws is you don't get many assists from them. If anyone scores from a long throw, it's often the second ball. Whoever wins the header flicks it on, and then someone scores the tap in. You don't score direct off the first contact on a long throw often. Not at all, do you? Can't think of many examples where it's long throw and straight in. In terms of DEFCON in this football match, Coyote was way down. He only got 3. So he's not going to be right for DEFCON. But yeah, he's quite good on bonus. He's good on all the underlying stuff. He reminds me a bit of Wan-Bissaka in terms of the way he plays. Not the most comfortable looking on the ball, but very good one-on-one. Very good with all the underlying stuff. And they're both very similar. All right. Show them some respect. They're in the Premier League. I know. So, guys, I think that is our 6 games wrapped up. There is 4 games today, and I can't wait to go through it. In terms of my team, this is where I'm at. 21 points. Meh. It's fine. I'm just gutted with my captaincy decision because I was so between Bruno and Cunha, and then I was so between Cunha captain or Joao Pedro captain, and the biggest hitter of all, I was so big on. I polled it on Chasing Green Arrows and on my channel. Do I go Daniel Munoz or do I go Dewsbury Hall? And you agreed with me. I think Munoz on paper seems sensible. I went Munoz over Dewsbury Hall and I've lost out 12-pointer. Never know. You never know. Munoz or Nico Williams or Reinders or Wirtz. Maybe one of them's got like out the squad for whatever reason and I get a jammy auto sub. But I didn't have bench jam last week. When everyone had bench jam from Parma, I was on bench boost. So I ended up having 14 players on bench boost. I feel like I've been robbed. But look, cry me a river, whatever. You guys don't care. But it is a game of FPL, whatever happens. And we have to remember that. And I do think I'm well set and I'm happy with my team. And look, Munoz could go and score big. Absolutely. I can't wait for the football today. Guys, if you've enjoyed the show, hit the buttons. I am going to give away 5 channel memberships now. To win a membership, all you've got to do, who can hit the like and subscribe fastest? Well, look, to win a channel membership, that's all you've got to do. You've got to be lucky, but 5 of you will win if you are liked and subscribed. So I'm going to give away 5 channel memberships. And with that, you will get extra content. You'll get an emoji by your name. You'll be able to do whatever you want. Thanks, CH. You're a legend. So you can now spam the chat as much as you want. Get spamming because in the next 30 seconds, 5 of you will win a membership. So spam. I usually don't like the spamming, but today you can spam all you want. Spam. Get spammy. And guys, remember this. Date for the diary every Sunday morning, the Sunday debrief. I think it's my best content of the week. If you agree and you like it, then come back. Come back for more. If you're wondering why you can't spam the chat, you've got to subscribe first. So like, subscribe, spam. LSS, like, subscribe, spam. And let's see who wins them. Any second now. It's a coming. I don't get to choose. This is completely random. I've gifted them. I don't know who's won because the chat's moving too fast. 5 of you have won. Congratulations to the winners. Yeah, it's moving too fast. I can't read it. But congrats if you've just won. Right, guys, enjoy your Sundays. Come back for Sunday debriefs. If you're just tuning in, go back and watch the last hour. Hopefully it's been a good stream. I will be back tomorrow morning with my early thoughts video. Come back and see me early tomorrow morning. And I will also do a wildcard video on Tuesday before we go into international break mode. Thank you for watching as always. And I'll see you in 24 hours. Bye-bye.